What's up, you sweaty nerds and greasy degenerates? Jingliu comes out in less than a week, and then right after that, Thighs comes out in Honkai Star... Topaz comes out in Honkai Star Rail right after Jingliu, and so it's on our minds, right? It's deep in our thoughts. Do we pull for Jingliu, or do we save for Thighs? I mean, geez, God, do we... Look, are we saving for Topaz or not? Okay, that's the video. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so the first and most important thing we need to talk about here, okay, this is very serious, is that Topaz is smoking hot, okay? She has arguably the best thighs in the entire game. If we're being real, if we're being honest, Kafka has the best thighs in the whole game, but Topaz is actually able to show those thighs off, girl, get it! Anyways, moving past the most important thing, which is how hot she is, she's actually going to save the erudition path as well. She will be buffing follow-up attacks as part of her kit, and that's going to be a thing that we've needed in the game since the game first came out many months ago. So for you Jingyuan mains and, you know, other erudition path users, Topaz is definitely, I wouldn't say a must pull because there's no such thing as a must pull in this game, but Topaz is something that you definitely want if you main an erudition character, because she's going to be the most ideal second DPS for that team if you are playing a character like Jingyuan or something like that. So let's talk about her kit. Topaz is a unique character in Honkai Star Rail, just like Jingyuan and Lightning Lord. And what I mean by that is Topaz is a combat companion with her, known as Nummy the Warp Trotter. And Nummy and Topaz have their own specific place in the action order, just like Jingyuan and Lightning Lord. But Topaz gets something special that Jingyuan does not have, and it's known as Proof of Debt. This ability in Topaz kit will be how Topaz saves the erudition path, because Topaz, the improvement she gets that Jingyuan doesn't have, is that Proof of Debt will increase follow-up attack damage to that enemy, so that one enemy she tags will take extra damage from follow-up attacks. I believe it's 25% more damage. And Nummy will also target that specific enemy as well. And whenever that enemy is attacked, Nummy will get an advancement forward in the action order. So this is essentially a speed buff, which is incredibly strong, of course. And a lot of Topaz kit gives Nummy these speed buffs. So Nummy is going to be doing follow-up attacks very, very regularly. So Topaz doesn't even necessarily need to have super high damage multipliers, because she's going to be getting follow-up attacks with Nummy super often and dealing increased damage, because 25% is literally a whole fourth of, you know, a 100%. So she gets like whatever your attack will be on the enemy, it's basically going at 125% rather than just 100% of that attack. So that's very, very strong, very, very powerful, and the speed buffs are natural as part of the kit. So you don't even have to build Topaz for speed, because her kit is, in fact, don't, in my opinion, build her for speed, because Nummy is going to get so many advancements forward through Topaz's kit that you don't need the speed. Nummy is going to be going off all of the time, getting all these extra follow-up attacks, dealing increased damage. And the interesting thing about it is that whenever that enemy is defeated, I believe it is randomized for Nummy next who they will go for until Topaz tags a new enemy. So very, very strong, very, very powerful. This is an improvement upon the original Jingyuan design, and this is something we've wanted for erudition for a long time. Something in order to buff the erudition path, and I believe we finally got it with Topaz. 25% extra damage to all follow-up attacks, nothing to slouch about, okay? That is definitely a very, very powerful buff. And not only that, but she deals a lot of damage on her own. We're not talking about Jingliu damage, we're not talking about Dianheng and Bibertalune damage, but she's going to be like almost like a Kafka, in the sense that Kafka does so much damage of her own that she's arguably a main DPS, but in reality, she's actually a sub DPS in the way that she's built. And Topaz will act the same way. Topaz will be dealing an insane amount of damage with Nummy on their own, but technically it's actually a support that she's giving to your main DPS, someone like Jingyuan. Topaz is going to work really, really well on a Jingliu, or sorry, on a Jingyuan team, because Jingyuan's going to get a super fat damage increase off of the damage reduction, sorry, the extra damage received buff that Topaz will be giving enemies. So again, Topaz will be using Proof of Debt on enemies and tagging them. Nami will hyper focus on that specific enemy, and all follow-up damage to that enemy will be increased by 25%. This is very, very powerful. I'm super excited about Topaz. I hope that I have enough pulls to pull her on my alt account, because I definitely want to pull for thighs. I mean, Topaz. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And do feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on something with this video, or with any video for that matter. I do want to be corrected when I'm wrong on something. Just don't be a troll, okay? I do genuinely want to be corrected when I'm wrong on something. I am not a perfect person at all, so I do make mistakes, and I love being corrected when I am wrong about something. Just be constructive about it, okay? Don't be a troll, don't be a jerk face, and I mean that to not just me, but to anybody else in the comments as well, okay? Don't be cringe, and you won't get banned. That's literally it. Anyways, we're moving on, and we're moving on to something that I just know I'm gonna get crap for, but I gotta point it out anyway. I don't suck the chode of Hoyoverse, so if there's something I feel like that might not be that good, I gotta point it out, right? And it's Topaz technique. I don't know if this is a good technique, you guys. Let me know what you think. I'm going to try to describe in the shortest way possible whether this is a good technique or not. Okay, here it is. Topaz's technique doesn't use technique points. Okay, if this was a good technique, it would use technique points. Let's just be honest. Why wouldn't it if it was good? Okay, now let's talk about it really quickly to kind of like go over it, right? Topaz's technique gives her a little bit of extra energy after her first attack. Not just the normal energy she would have gotten for the attack, but a little bit of a bonus on top of that as well. Topaz will, if she uses her technique in the overworld, Nami will come out and Nami will go along the map, and Nami will find the different pieces of treasure on the map that you didn't already have, which is not really that important because we don't get content all that often anyway, so you don't need to know where the new treasure spots are because you already have all the treasure. Anyways, Nami will also find all of the other warp trotters on the map that you don't already have as well, so I guess that's kind of cool, but it's not that important for the combat. It's more of like, hey, this is cute thing. And of course it doesn't use technique points. So it does a lot of little things, but it doesn't excel at any one main thing that much. And Topaz's ultimate is not some, oh my god, holy crap ultimate, where like getting that little energy is like really, really good. So I feel like Topaz's technique kind of feels more like a 4-star character's technique. It doesn't really have that like 5-star premium character feel. You know what I mean? That's the only thing for me, okay? And I'm not gonna say it's lazy, because I don't think it is. I think it just doesn't have any like big wow factor to it, and that's really it. It's not bad, it's just it doesn't have a big wow factor for me personally, okay? I'm not saying it's bad. Again, it's good. It's not that great. Like I said, it's not lazy like with Topaz's skill and Topaz's follow-up attack that literally look the same. Like Nami literally does like a spinning thing into the enemy with the skill and the follow-up attack. It's like the same. Now, there's a way to fix this though, okay? Hoyoverse, you got time, all right? All you got to do for Topaz's skill is just zoom in on Topaz's fat ass, and that's it. Just zoom in on her ass and then like say Nami go, like a Pokemon character, and that's it. Just like literally zoom in on her fat juicy ass, and that's all you got to do. Technique done. Boom. Clip it and ship it. That's it. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking about this because I'm being weird. Anyways, if there's anything I forgot about in the video, please put it into the comment section of the video. It would be awesome. It would be helpful. Don't forget that I don't mention certain things because it is pre-release information. I do want to be careful. It is Papa Hoyoverse at the end of the day. You never know what they're going to do. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe. If you hated it, please leave a hate thread in the comments so I can tell you how much more Jingliu likes me than she likes you. Anyways, I'll catch you next time. Peace.